Welcome to a new episode of Jim's Multimedia Musings and to episode 2 of my new series within a series, Stream It Before It's Gone. Now, last episode I talked about the original Netflix series Voltron Legendary Defender, which I must reiterate is excellent. And for this episode, I'll talk about a series that is of somewhat more recent vintage. It first dropped, season 1 dropped last year, and season 2, which completes the whole story arc, dropped just this past month. I'm talking about Pacific Rim The Black, which is an adjacent series, sort of a spin-off from the movie franchise that was launched by Guillermo del Toro back in 2013. Okay, the premise is pretty simple of Pacific Rim. Basically, the Earth has been invaded by giant monsters known as the kaiju, who invade our space through portals, not through spaceships from the skies. And humanity has basically survived by building giant robots to fight them. I mean, that's the long and the short of it. It's not very complicated storytelling. Anyway, it's essentially a post-apocalyptic world, and Pacific Rim the Black refers specifically, the term the Black refers to a place in Australia that is sort of a no man's land that is infested with both kaiju and lawless elements. I mean, a lot of humans who are just as predatory as the kaiju. And it is in this milieu that we find our protagonists, Taylor, who is a failed, a failed cadet of the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps, and his younger sister, Haley. They're living in a sort of enclave, but when that gets invaded by kaiju, they find themselves trying to head over to the Pan-Pacific Defense Corps headquarters, where they hope to find their parents, who are both pilots of the giant robots, of a giant robot known as a Jaeger. Fortunately, Taylor and Haley are able to get their hands on a training Jaeger, and guided by the AI in that Jaeger, they might just have a chance to find their parents. Of course, along the way, they will encounter all kinds of menaces, like cultists, like bandits, and of course, the kaiju. They may or may not get help from the mysterious May and the even more mysterious Boy. But in the end, well, you'll have to see what happens. You'll have to check out the episodes to see what happens. Okay, I don't have as glowing praise for this series as I do for Voltron, because that was just so richly nuanced in its writing. This is a lot more simple. It tends to fall victim to a lot of storytelling tropes, but it's still effective. Still effective storytelling, and it's a natural mode of storytelling for this series. I mean, just be honest, anime was what inspired Guillermo del Toro to create Pacific Rim in the first place. So this is a great milieu for it, and it works. Okay, I mean, it's got some of its goofs. It is anime after all, but it works. It's nice, compact storytelling. It's easy to binge in a weekend or even an afternoon, because each of the episodes is very short. So I would recommend that you check this out. Is it the best content out there? Well, not necessarily. I mean, we're also talking about the channel that's streaming Evangelion, and I haven't seen that, so I can't review it for you. But I will encourage you to check this out. It's for fans of the Pacific Rim series, or at least the first movie. It's a nice companion piece. All right, and that's it for episode 2 of Stream It Before It's Gone. Hope you enjoyed it.